Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be explaining about gas welding flames. So in gas welding, we are using the mixture of oxygen and acetylene in a perfect ratio, and by the use of this gas, we are creating flames, and by the flame, we are melting the metals to be welded, and after fuse and after solidification we get the welding joint or weldment, that is called gas welding. So the flames we are using can be various types. So in this video I will be explaining about the types of gas welding flames. So there are three types of gas welding flames, that is neutral flame, oxidizing flame and carburizing flame. The flames depends on the ratio of oxygen and acetylene. So three types of flames: neutral flame, oxidizing flame and carburizing flame. The carburizing flame is also called reducing flame. So the quality of welding joint depends on the flames. We are using neutral flame or oxidizing flame or carburizing flame. That flame decided the quality of the weldment. So firstly, that is neutral flame. So this is the figure of neutral flame. We can see clearly the neutral flame. So here the oxygen and acetylene ratio is 1:1. So we are using oxygen and acetylene in equal form. So here we can see the flame. This is the flame, and the flame has two parts, that is inner cone and outer envelope. Inner envelope and outer envelope. So this portion is called inner luminous zone, and this portion is called outer envelope or outer luminous zone. So inner cone is sharp and well defined and in color bluish white, that portion, and the outer envelope is faint blue. When we are doing the gas welding, this inner cone helps to melt the metals, and this the outer cone only provide shielding, that is it separates the welding zone from the atmosphere, and the temperature creates around 3260 degree Celsius, and this is the hottest flame. So when we are using oxygen and acetylene in same ratio, that is 1:1 ratio, the temperature is most high. So what is the characteristics? Here no excess oxygen or acetylene is required. There is same, and chemically it is neutral because oxygen and acetylene we are using in same ratio, and it produces clean welds without affecting base metal chemically. So what are the applications? Most common type flame, we are using mostly this flame, and used for welding mild steel, stainless steel, cast iron, copper and aluminium. So this is the neutral flame. So we can use in various types of metals to joint. So this is the mostly used or widely used gas welding flame. Next one is oxidizing flame. The name is oxidizing flame. That defines it that the proportion of oxygen is greater than the acetylene. So here is excess oxygen is used. Oxygen is greater than acetylene. So this is the figure of the oxidizing flame. So this is defined from the previous one, that is the neutral flame. So here we can see the small inner cone, because the acetylene is low and oxygen is high. So here the inner cone is small and the outer envelope is more, because here we can see the excess oxygen is burning and creating the outer envelope bigger. So inner cone is short, pointed and very sharp. Outer cone is like pale blue. So similar to the neutral flame, this inner cone, small inner cone, helps to melt the metals, and this outer envelopes separates the welding zone from the atmosphere, and the temperature is very high, 3400 degrees Celsius. So here we are using more oxygen than the acetylene. So here the temperature is mostly high, hottest of the three, because we are using excess oxygen here. So characteristics, excess oxygen, so oxidation of oil metal may occur. So here we are using oxygen more and getting the temperature more, so here the oxidation may occur on the oiled metal and can cause porosity and brittleness if the welding is not controlled by the operator. So we have to skill to do this welding process. Next, the applications. What are the applications? We can weld brass, bronze, manganese steel, etc. And it is also not used for mild steel. If we use for mild steel, it makes it brittle. So this is the oxidizing flame and it is the hottest among the three. So in neutral flame, we are getting the temperature 3260 degrees Celsius, but in oxidizing flame, we are getting the most temperature, the highest temperature, that is 3400 degrees Celsius. The next one is carburizing flame, or also it is called reducing flame. So here the acetylene is excess and the oxygen is less. So this is the figure of the carburizing flame. So here we can see the mainly three zone: the inner cone, the intermediate cone, and the outer cone. So here we can see the three type of envelope of three type of zone. The inner cone is white, feather-like extension, and the outer envelope is luminous zone. So here we can see the inner cone and the intermediate cone is provided the temperature, the accurate temperature to melt the oil metal. The temperature is about 3040 degrees Celsius, and the outer envelope, like the previous two, it creates the shielding to separate it from the atmosphere, and the temperature is around, I have told earlier, 3040 degrees Celsius. It is the lowest temperature among the three. What are the characteristics? There are excess carbon, so it adds carbon to the oil metal. So when we are using carburizing flame to weld any kind of carbon steel, it adds carbon to the oil metal and the metal becomes carbon rich and becomes more stronger. Next, it can cause brittleness if used wrongly. So when we are not using in a perfect way the carburizing flame, it can cause brittleness of the weld metal because it adds excess carbon to the weld zone. So that's why it can be brittle. What are the applications? So we can weld high carbon steel, aluminium, nickel, and can create surface hardening and used where carbon absorption is beneficial. So when we need to add carbon to any carbon steel, we have to use carburizing flame or this reducing flame. So where this is called reducing flame, because here we are using excess acetylene and less oxygen, that's why the temperature is less, and that's why this is called reducing flame. So this is carburizing flame, this is oxidizing flame, and this is neutral flame. So in this video I have discussed about the three types of gas welding flames. Hope this video was useful for you. Thank you for watching this video. For more updates, subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon.